I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Planned on updating you guys yesterday, but yesterday was a hectic day dealing with this exact case. So, just to kind of catch everybody up, I spent all day yesterday in Clarksville, and I went and saw the property. The property was in shambles. It had great bones, but it was a full gut. There was just stuff everywhere. Everywhere. It was amazing. But I had two buyers at the property at the same time, and they were going at it because they both wanted it. One person was like, "I'll offer more money, but I gotta get inside," and the house was so bad that made it hard to get inside. And the other person was ready to sign then and there, and I'm like, "Look, the foreclosures tomorrow. I don't really have time to wait. I'm gonna go with you just because you're ready right now." Me and him signed, went down to the title company, and I'm on the phone with the bank trying to get a payoff. This bank, their hold time is between 40 minutes and an hour and 20 minutes. So the very first time I called and talked to them, I was on hold for about 45 minutes. I got a hold of them, let them know like, "Hey, I'm trying to get a payoff. The foreclosure's tomorrow. We're trying to get this done. Can I get that?" They're like, "Well, you have to call the trustee since they're dealing with it." So I call the trustee, let the trustee know what's going on, but the trustee has to just send in a request for a payoff to the mortgage. So I got them to send in a request. So I got to call the mortgage bank to let them know that there's a request on the table. I called them up, and they I was on hold for about an hour and 20 minutes, or just on hold, just waiting to talk to somebody. Finally talked to somebody. She tells me the payoff. She tells me the amount, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So, since the husband lives overseas in Kuwait, we have a POA for his wife to sign on his behalf. But this certain title company, the lawyer who worked there, didn't feel comfortable unless he had the original document. Well, the original document doesn't come in. I had the guy ship it to me. It doesn't come in for 7 to 10 days, so we had to get that out the way. Then the buyer doesn't feel comfortable wiring the reinstatement funds until a quit claim deed is signed over to him, so he's not just paying over a loan without getting exclusive rights to the property. Well, last night I drove home. So the auction today was 23 minutes ago. So I drove home. He wanted a wet signature on that quitclaim deed. So what I did was it had to be notarized as well. So I hired a mobile notary to get this done. The mobile notary said that they're 18 minutes away at about 10:50. So it's getting close, but as soon as he gets that, I take a picture, I send it to him, the funds get wired in, the foreclosure stops. So we're good. This mobile notary tells me he's 18 minutes away and then goes ghost. Completely ghost. No calls, no texts, no nothing. So by the time I realized that this notary isn't any good, it's about 11:30. So about 30 minutes to the auction. So I'm talking to the seller. I'm like, "Hey, is there any way?" And dealing with this seller has been a headache, a complete headache. But anyways, I was like, "Hey, is there any way that you can get down to a bank and I can send over the documents to them? They can notarize and you sign right then and there, and then we can move forward." Well, she goes to the nearest bank to her, and that's Bank of America. Well, since she doesn't have an account with Bank of America, she can't notarize. Now, mind you, we got this process started at 11:30. They foreclosed at 12. 12 is the auction. So it doesn't allow time for error at all. So of course she goes to the first place. Oh no, we can't do that. So they gave her another place to go to, which was about 10 minutes down the road. It's about 11:50 at this point. She gets there. I send him over the documents at a UPS store. He notarizes it. We get everything, and by the time it's all said and done, it's probably 12:05. So I gotta send the documents over to the lawyer, so the lawyer can okay it. By the time he okays it, it's 12:15. So I call the trustee and I'm like, hey, we're ready to wire funds right now, and they tell me that it's too late. So I thought I can stop. If I was in Clarksville, I would have stopped it. I wish I would have just got a hotel in Clarksville last night and just stayed out there to make sure this deal went through. And that's my own fault. It's a live and learn situation. But I really thought that I was going to be able to save this one and get it taken care of. Like I said, I spent all day yesterday on the phone. I kind of gave you a little short, but I spent all day on the phone yesterday and speaking to people to try to get this thing stopped. And unfortunately, we were just too late. The process really started the day before the auction, and if we would have just had one more day, we would have been able to get it stopped. And we didn't. And it's a live and learn situation. I know now better ways to go about stopping a foreclosure. I know better ways to go about getting the proper documents that I need. A mobile notary, $100 just down the drain. I'm gonna try to get it back, but who knows if that is even gonna work. But I mean, I had an assignment agreement for $20,000. A great assignment, great. It was a wonderful deal, but it just fell apart, and that's a business, and it happens. So just chalk that up as an L and keep it moving on to the next. I'm probably gonna make some phone calls today. Well, like, why not cold calls? Since the best way to keep moving is to keep it fucking moving. So I'll probably make some phone calls, but to say that I am very dissatisfied with how this turned out is an understatement. But I mean, I can't put it on anybody but me. I should have made this happen with the knowledge that I know now. I wish I knew 2-3 days ago just so I could put it into motion. But I mean, you got to go through this to learn from. So I'm taking it as one of those things where I'm learning, and now I know better ways to go about it. I know people are going to say, oh, well, why didn't she file for bankruptcy? That was an option, but since she filed 2 months ago, they weren't going to let her file again for 6 months. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's just what she told me. I didn't look into it, so I'm not sure. That's just the information that the seller told me. But needless to say, we tried to the last minute. Even at 12:10, I was still trying. But I don't think we're gonna be able to get this done. But it's a live and learn situation. So I hope you guys, if you guys have any questions about the foreclosure process, I think I'm better equipped to answer those questions now. And I will let you know exactly what I learned. But it's definitely been a learning experience for sure. I will talk. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't update you guys yesterday. Just so much was going on, and by the time I got home, it was 10 o'clock at night, and I was just wiped out. I had to go to sleep. But I will, keep you guys up to date, and hopefully, out of thin air, something happens and it doesn't go to auction, and we're able to buy the house today. Who knows? But I'll see you guys later. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support, and those who reach out and talk to me and share their story with me, and I love it. So if you ever have any questions, or if you just want to say hey, just literally leave a comment and I'll give you my number and we can have that conversation. So I wish you all the best. Happy cold calling. Happy getting some money. Happy doing whatever you're doing. I just be the best at it, and always, always, always learn. Take something that seems like an L and turn it into a positive, because it's a learning experience. So I'll talk to y'all later, man.